Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, let's do a daily energy check-in. It's like the tension is building out there. Okay, let's use the Rider-Waite. Really, I don't need to order another pack. It's just the box that's a bit tatty. Okay, let's pull a story and see. We've got the Queen of Cups. She was in reversed. As I look down, she doesn't look too happy. What's going on with the Queen of Cups? The Star. Okay, stop showing them to me. And we have a masculine here who's juggling, trying to remain balanced. What did I say? The tension is building. Oh, he knows this as well. He's got the star in his lantern. It's like the light is going to burst at any point. In comes the balance. So with the kind of, I want to say the elastic band here, okay, the infinity symbol. I've said about the tension. So I want to say the tension between the divine masculine, the divine feminine. With, if you have a look at the rubber band effect, okay, where one pulls away and you just kind of automatically pull back to one another. The tension inside this lantern, look at the light, the stars in there. I feel that the masculine can feel this tension on the band. In comes the balance. Okay, so there does need to be balance brought in here with the spiritual and material. Well, I mean, this card just keeps coming up, doesn't it? All last week. So it must be the key point is to find this equilibrium. Okay, the cards have got a little bit, I was going to say confused and I was going to say frustrated. The World card. Everyone looks a bit serious, okay, as in the fixed signs. Okay, so if I'm picking up on everyone's looking a bit serious, yeah, they're fixed in their ways. With the World card here, the fixed signs don't like change. Okay, they're kind of in it for the long haul, but they don't like it when things have to change. They're stubborn. And because we've got the World card here about wrapping up cycles, let's just get one more card, if it wants to give me one. Okay. The 4 fixed signs are here. I've just described their traits. So it's Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. Very fixed in their ways, okay, have their own kind of personality traits regarding kind of wanting their own way, getting their own way. So about building their legacy. The fixed signs tend to work alone, okay, they can get a lot done, but they can be quite solitude workers. And then we have this heartache and moving on from the past events. The underlying energy is the 6 of Cups. Again, this card's showed itself, what was it, yesterday, Memories of Love, twice. So we've got the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. So balancing out this love connection. And because we're talking about here in the 3D and balancing things with the 5D, that is there's the infinity symbol. That is the connection of the divine masculine, divine feminine. So it's definitely this pull now towards a connection, but there is this frustration, the tension's building, and it's because of the stubbornness about changing your ways. Very interesting. Okay, let's clarify. What have I got to clarify with? Oh, the sexual tarot magic is shouting. Okay, we use you. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Tower of Sexual Magic. Okay, so maybe expect images of a sexual nature. It's like the disclaimer. Come on, okay. Let's look at this connection with the infinity symbol. When I first started tarot, that was the kind of connection between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Rather than it being the Two of Cups, it was kind of, it was regarding the separation and then being pulled back. And what happens is, in this kind of connection with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, they will be pulled together and then they will separate again to do their healing. So they come together to trigger each other, to kind of reconnect with the connection, so that you get to feel it again. It triggers so much that then you have to separate, go away into solitude to do your healing. But there comes a point when you will actually come together and you will be able to heal together. So let's look at this Two of Pentacles. I don't know if that just made sense how that came out, but that's how it came out. Temperance. Balancing the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. I don't have the book down here to read this. I kind of take the books out because they, I don't know. I just want to handle the cards. So I don't have the book. But temperance is patience, reconciliation. It's all those things I've kind of touched on. And then to go away, to work on your divine masculine, divine feminine energy within, to become balanced. It's the alchemy of the energies. It's finding the balance, okay? It's getting the right balance between these energies of the masculine and the feminine. It's like the chemistry experiment. Okay, getting it to that point where maybe it just doesn't, you know, blow up in your face or explode on you. So it's finding the balance there. So we have the divine masculine, I want to say here, knowing the truth now, the star, I want to say, is the divine feminine's energy. Okay, so discovering the light. Oh, they kind of wanted to go their separate ways, but they fell down and went. The Eight of Swords. Okay, the Eight of Swords is the divine feminine. Normally she's trapped, bound in her circle, tied up, blindfolded. I can see the devil here in the background, but it is the Eight of Swords. The temptation of keeping somebody bound because of this rebounding. Because the devil's in the back, it's like being tempted and then you retreat again. Okay, so it's kind of like being on the rebound. And then the Ace of Wands, the passion. So I want to say that's kind of coming back now. The temptation, definitely as you've got two figures here within the flame. Okay, so it is that divine connection there. I feel this is a divine masculine understanding now. Maybe the process. Recognising the pattern within, like, the rebound. What actually happens. You trigger each other, then you go away, but all you're doing is triggering each other with the aspects that need to be worked on within ourselves. So it's like you have to go away and kind of think about it, digest that emotionally, spiritually, and also here in the physical. The balance of giving and receiving. The the Strength card, it's the feminine's compassion. There's a lot here about, she's taming the beast. Seeing as it's kind of a ball, kind of just shouting out Taurus. A ball in a china shop, maybe. Not coming in, it's like the Divine Masculine's energy here, not coming in like a ball in a china shop. Finding that balance. So the Divine Feminine really does tame him. Okay. Let's look at this World card, because I've picked up on the energies of the fixed signs here. So being stubborn. When these 4 elements can work in harmony, these are the life. They have the life changers, the game changers. Okay, they're unbudgeable. They are kind of authority. And when you can actually get these in harmony, which this card does mean, it's working on these elements, especially the fixed signs, you're able to really move forward with strength, unity. And they are the change agents. So the 4 of chalices, the 4 of cups. That's ignoring divine guidance, because it's normally the 3 cups are on the floor. The chappie would be sitting under the tree with his arms folded, so very kind of body language, very closed off body language. And divine will be offering the cup through the clouds, and he would just be ignoring it, this stubbornness. It looks like he has to make a choice. He's at the gate. I can see the scissors. I can see a magnet. And I can see a coin on his side. It does look a little bit like the hermit. But he's put his hood down. I was going to say he's put his foot down. But he's put his hood down. And he's talking with a feminine. And I feel it's decision time. This is about trying to cut the connection. And you can try, but because it's so magnetizing and because it is destiny, it's where you find your balance, your abundance, it's very hard to kind of sever the connection. And the Divine Feminines understand this, have just settled into the connection, you know, the connection's there and can connect, you know, 5D. And there isn't this neediness, this wanting to have it in the physical. You can try and cut the connection, but it seems impossible to cut. So it's just about surrendering to it without any expectation, without any attachment. And it's really the Divine Masculine here trying to kind of sever this connection, but then there's always this being pulled back, the rebound kind of back to the Divine Feminine, who seems to have something quite delicious to offer. The little birdie here is, looks very strawberry, doesn't it? Blancmange. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles, this is the legacy. Okay, this is the commitment. It's like, this is it. Because when a fixed sign kind of makes their mind up, like I said, they're hard to kind of budge on it. So I want to say, to actually make a decision to change your mind or your life, you've really got to be sure, because you're really not going to move again. You know, it's hard enough to make big changes anyway. So I'm feeling this commitment is serious. But there is a tension here. I'm in reverse. Why am I in reverse? Five of Swords. It's normally the card of being embarrassed, sneaky. it's the gentleman who's kind of got the swords, and there's two that are walking away in the background as if their feelings have been hurt. So I want to say as if they've been used. And because this was in reversed, I feel that because the next card we're coming to is the heartache and the pain and moving on from the past. And I feel that the divine masculine feels that he kind of abused the divine feminine. Because we've got the Five of Swords and Seven of Swords. There's embarrassment, there's manipulation, there's deceit, there's envy. It is a bit trickery. It's not being completely honest and open. You can, let me just show you these pictures. So you have the Five of Swords here. And then you have a masculine who's not looking very happy with himself. And these are the two cards who are kind of like the deceit. Not good behaviour cards. There you go. They're the naughty cards. So we've got the heartache. But I feel that this is... why is this coming out with the Ten of Pentacles? I'm feeling because he could have had it all. He was tricked by his own deceit. I don't even know if that makes sense. Anyway, let's stick with it. Let's have a look at this Three of Swords. Oh, we've still got them in reverse. What's going on? Okay. Two of Pentacles. That's this card. So I want to say like the Rebound, and then the Knave of Chalices. That's the Page of Cups, about being in love. This heartache, it really is about how do we... So I feel the divine masculine is tempted back to the divine feminine, but like I said, this time it's serious. It's like he doesn't want to break the divine feminine's heart anymore. He wants to move on from this deceit. And then the underlying energy is the Six of Cups. So what's here? The Emperor. He's in reverse. So this is most definitely about this connection. Okay, the divine masculine being drawn back again to it, but this time it feels like there's a decision that needs to be made. When the divine masculine comes back, it's serious. But he has some embarrassment and shame. Definitely to do with this stubbornness, greed, envy, deceitful behaviour. That I'm feeling that the divine masculine's finding it hard to get over. Okay, because I described a process of the divine feminines. I cannot remember what I was talking about. But I said I hope it made sense. So I believe it might be coming in with explaining how the divine feminine kind of gets over her heartache. And the divine masculine now is kind of at that point where he needs to forgive himself. If he's expecting... I have heard this actually. Where are we today? Tuesday. So might have been the latter part of last week. A masculine kind of waiting for his feminine to break his heart. And I asked why, and he said because he was still holding shame and guilt regarding... because he deserved it. That's what he said, because he deserved it, because it would basically ease his own guilt and shame. And I kind of said to him, I think, you know, your divine feminine's not going to do that. That's not in her core to do that. Her intention is not to hurt you, and you can't really ask that of her, just to make you feel better. So that is flying around, as in because the negativity then came in, and it was like instead of facing the pain that he's inflicted upon his divine feminine, he just kind of wants to feel the pain. Because the love has heightened so much. It's like actually the love is like excruciating. But he still has this fear of addressing this, of addressing his own behaviour. Even though he feels that he's ready, he was still waiting for his divine feminine to actually reject him, abandon him, and treat him maybe to the same level that he has treated her. and it's just not going to happen. He's going to be waiting for something that's not going to happen. So that means it's still time to do some, hence why you won't be together, because there's an imbalance here. It's interesting. You can't expect somebody to behave the way that you have. It doesn't really work like that. I kind of said to him, I think enough's enough. You know, you've been through enough. You don't really need to receive any more heartache. That, you know, it's a journey. And once you can actually start talking about it, the pressure, as I said about the tension, will release. But it's actually that initial coming together to actually discuss it face to face as well, rather than just maybe texting. Okay, so the Emperor, and he has the Divine Feminine here as his statue. And he's very conflicted. There's tension in the air. Okay, let's pull some oracle cards. Okay, now we're definitely looking at self-forgiveness here. I don't want to use the Psychic Tarot. I want to try and say something, but I'm not sure what, how it's wanting to come out. So let me just have a think while I just get some cards. I'm not sure. Self-forgiveness, self-love. I'm trying to think on what kind of aspects we're looking for some guidance on. About getting over past events. Returning to somebody that you do love and showing this appreciation of love. Like I said, which is very overwhelming. Then there's the understanding of the connection. Then there's the seriousness of it because of all the deceit and the shame and embarrassment. I still think of being questioned. Like actually being questioned about certain things. It causes this running. But it doesn't get you anywhere apart from just sitting in your own thoughts and anxiety. Journey of love. We've got the cloak again. We'll read it. I mentioned about the cloak. So it's still hiding under this cloak. I'm sure this card says that you won't need it for much longer. Oh, I've become congested. Come on, let's speak. Let's get this out. Around you there is a cloak of your own creation. Perhaps it has served you for a time as an invisible form of protection, as a way to claim needed solitude, as a way to retreat inside, to find out what you truly feel, what you truly need, to find yourself after being lost in an ocean of thought and emotion. Not always your own. Yet the time is fast approaching when you will no longer require that cloak. You have attained an integration within, a knowledge of self that makes it possible for you to connect with the world, with others, in a way that does not leave you lost and struggling to find yourself. You have learned how to hold yourself. You have learned how to do this well enough that you can successfully hold yourself and hold another too. You don't have to push the world away. You can invite it in and play. Exactly what it looks like. Inside there's the Divine Feminine, you know, kind of playing with, I don't know, her batons that she's got there. And she's twirling some sticks, isn't she? It's not about pushing the world away. It's about, you know, kind of inviting it. Let's just read that part again. You have learned how to do this well enough that you can successfully hold yourself and hold another too. I've totally lost my space here. My space. You don't have to push the world away. You can invite it in and play. I'm not going to lose my voice. Why is my voice gone? Come on, let's talk. It's good to talk. We've got to get used to talking about these emotions. Okay, so the message that this oracle brings to you is that you can safely release the forms of security that you once held. You do not have to abandon your boundaries with others. Rather, your boundaries are so functional that you can enter into relationships with more openness, trusting that your boundary will naturally assert itself when necessary, giving you the connection to yourself that you need when you need it, without having to withdraw from relationships entirely. It is time to trust your own boundaries and practice letting them help you whilst actively engaging in deeper relationship. You'll have fun. Loneliness is like a ship in full sail with no wind and no place to go. Okay, let's get another one from there. So we've had this one come out last week, most definitely. So we're still kind of, I don't want to say hiding under this cloak, maybe. Well, this was in reverse. The spaces between the words. So, well, we don't need any words. And being silenced again. Okay. I can't just sit here and stare and just expect you guys to pick up on the energy and go, oh yeah, I know what she's talking about. Yeah. I can do that because I'm just looking at my reflection, but for you guys, you'll be like, what's she saying? Maybe we should try that. A whole video where I just don't say anything and we're just like, when we look for guidance, we often look for words that clarify, reassure and help us to find our authentic path through the chaos. It's going to be hilarious. Maybe we are going to actually do that. So, because it says, yet there is also guidance in the spaces between the words, between each letter, between all the happenings in our lives. And there is nothing to be said, where there are no lines to be coloured in, where there is just openness. Those are the times when we need to freestyle. I love freestyling. It's the best way, just to freestyle. I freestyle everything. It's just, yeah. Okay. We need to do or not do based on what is happening for us in the moment. Often there is far less to do than we think. Often we don't need to think. There is a space forming around you now. Sometimes we will sense this subconsciously. We feel exhilarated and excited, anxious and nervous, and not even sure why. There is a sense perhaps that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain, or perhaps we are happy to wing it and make it up as we go. Either way, there is space to just be. It is a receiver for the divine presence. If you have a lot of space of unknowing around you now or within you, then just know that there is a lot of divine presence to be received. It can't be explained really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. The oracle speaks to you. Enter the space and let go, for your time to receive is upon you. Be blessed. Okay, the poem's called Day Birth. It was bringing me to the Tao, so I started sharing that yesterday about getting into this nothingness. Okay, Day Birth. The eastern rise of time on newborn wings bursts out across the lifeless crowd and sings its climb to heights unknown of beauty, warmth and power upon its throne, to fade away in western sky and only for a moment to lie before it takes its course again, to breathe once more in heart of man. I made no sense of that. I normally do when I listen back. Make sense of a lot of it then. Okay, so Day Birth. I'm going to read that again. The eastern rise of time on newborn wings, bursts out across the lifeless crowd and sings its climb to heights unknown, of beauty, warmth and power upon its throne, to fade again in western sky, and only for a moment lie before it takes its course again, to breathe once more in heart of man. That's just like the divine masculine, this kind of rising of the divine masculines. It's like breathing this love, this heart awakening, I want to say, for the masculine's energy. Okay, let's move off of the journey of love. I'm a bit distracted today. Let's get some romance angels. Why not? We're a bit active at the moment. He does look extremely sad here and sorry. Okay. Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. The romance angels guide you to initiate romance with flirtatiousness, which entails smiling with your eyes as you connect with others. It doesn't necessarily involve sexuality, although it can. Flirting is playful in nature, and playfulness is the heart of romance. If you're in a partnership, flirting with your partner can revive passion. If you're single, this activity can attract new friendships as well as a love relationship. Drawing this card can simply mean that making more eye contact with others will help you connect with people. This is especially true if you smile and say hello more often. Someone you meet is a potential friend. Everyone you meet is a potential friend, and studies show that most people are introduced to their mates through mutual acquaintances. Therefore, form new friendships, both in a way of meeting a new partner and to increase your enjoyment of life. The flirtatiousness just came, really, with the divine masculine, how to kind of return to the divine feminine, because there's definitely wanting it to be light-hearted, and the masculines have been working on trying to lighten up a bit. Okay, let's pull another one. It does look like, you know, he wants to find a way to make it up to her. He's kind of lost his confidence. He's beating himself up a bit too much. Yeah, let go of control issues. That's definitely the Emperor energy. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Another thing that's definitely been coming up for the masculines is to learn to go with the flow. The romance angels have heard your prayers about your love life. Now it's up to you to allow their help to manifest by stepping out of their way. By trying to control other people or external circumstances, you'll only frustrate yourself and slow down your answered prayer. There are plenty of times in life that call for you to take charge, but this isn't one of them. Of course, it's fine to have your preferences, practice visualizations, and hold intentions. Definitely ask the angels for your desires. This card is a reminder, however, that your prayer may be answered differently from what you had in mind. Be open to all possibilities and trust in God's infinite wisdom and compassionate love. Just coming in with the stubbornness about change. Control issues are based upon fears that others, including God, won't live up to your expectations. So the control issues are based upon fears that others and God, they're not going to live up to your expectations. Really have no faith or belief in others, which means you want to do it all on your own. This is also called outlining, where you hand the universe a script of how you want it and everyone to behave, Outlining could cause you to overlook an even more beautiful way in which your prayers may be answered. So please call upon the romance angels to elevate your levels of trust so that you can enjoy the creative avenues by which true love comes to you. I want to get an enchanted map. The Wizard of Awareness, I got a glimpse of on the bottom now. And also saw Heal the Ouch. Okay. Listening. Is it a Christmas song? Postman's coming. Let's just put this, let me put the mail through. Letterbox. Okay. Do you see what I see? A star in the sky. I don't know, what is the song? And I just want to sing about glitter and gold. I'm not sure. Do you see what I see? About a star in the sky. I don't know, it's going back to childhood, but that song is a song that was about listening. Okay. An open heart will hear the message. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Now is an occasion for listening. Pay attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment, for the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. Okay. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from, I feel like we're sticking with the Archangel. I know that I'm going to end on a Rumi. Let's see what the Archangel Oracle wants to come out with for today. Leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So these are the guys, the fixed signs here that will be kind of like those big leaders out there. Okay. It's definitely something I'm picking up with this fix, this stubbornness about changing course. So leadership, let's read it. Embrace your power in a loving way and use it for the greater good. I'll guide your actions so they inspire and motivate others. I also replace any self-doubt about your qualifications with an increased desire to serve, help and teach. When your focus is more on how may I serve, then you won't worry what others may think about you. Focus upon your strengths, the many lessons you've learned, and how good it feels to be a living example of following one's divine guidance. Okay, so working with Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel's name means God is my strength, and this phrase describes you as well. Regardless of your background, you have God's strength pouring through you at all times. Gabriel can help you fearlessly tap into this power. She'll reassure you that it's safe for you to be powerful and protect you in all ways. Gabriel's aura is copper, like her trumpet. When you wear the crystal stone citrine or the precious metal copper, you readily connect with her energy. Let's pull a colour card. Oh, let go of control issues first. We'll pull a colour card and we're in Donnarumma, I believe. I believe. I was listening to that song the other day. I remember it. Oh, it was in the 90s. In my clubbing days. I believe it's by the Happy Clappers. I know because what did I have it on? Cassette. Okay, I think I'd moved on from vinyls a bit then. We was on to cassettes. And I was we kind of have a CD for the car for the week, and we've got like so many music CDs, but we don't really play them now because of, you know, technology, how easy it is to access music. I don't really do much with these CDs now, so always make sure that once a week we change the CD in the car. And this was, it's 11:01. Just thought I'd share that with you. But Happy Clappers come on, I believe. And I was actually listening to the words, and I thought I didn't even know what the words were when I was younger. It was just a good tune to kind of dance to in the club. So I might share that, the Happy Clappers. Okay. Why am I doing a roomie first? Okay, we'll do a roomie first, that's fine. Where have I put the box? There it is. Okay, let's just clear the table. Look a little bit messy today. Sacred Soul Sister. Why am I putting them over there? I'm not sure. Okay, card number 37. When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. I love that little quote there. That's one that when I read this card a while ago, when I was doing a personal reading for somebody, afterwards I wrote that down. Look for instability until you become stable. Actually, that came through last night before I was drifting off to sleep. It was kind of like keep going until you have no fear left. It's like you have to be fearless. Just keep facing those fears until they're all gone. That's the best way for growth. I just feel I'll face any fears. I used to have a real big fear of spiders. And I was in my bedroom the other day, and quite a big spider went kind of walking around a bit of furniture. I looked at it and I just was like, hi, where are you off to then? And I managed to go to bed, and I imagine he's still in there, and that's not me. That's not kind of, that wasn't the old me. So I'm quite proud of myself when I see it, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't scare me anymore. Okay. So look for instability until you become stable. I love you. I am your other half. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the one, sorry, doesn't say that. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth-telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. That's beautiful to come in with this reading. Okay, we're going to have to read that part again. Got to try and stay focused. Okay. Let me just get a drink. Hey, soul sister, I don't wanna miss a single thing we do tonight. Okay, I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth-telling to you, through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There's the yin-yang, the light and the dark. Okay. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path on our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it will be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you, but that is her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination, or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence from the deeper and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just the part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in these moments of rest where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, and meditation or absorbing engagement in activity where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and be replenished. To tap into her wisdom, to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream or a subtle feeling experienced in meditation requires that you walk with her gait and not the fast-paced, forward-moving canter of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied, yet she is in deep concentration to feel the truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her, and she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force. To force, to speak, and to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers. Sorry, permeable. So I don't know how. Oh, it's 11:11. Permeable, but it's just like I call my curls my perm, and it's just like my perm's just really permeable. It's like, don't talk about the perm, don't talk about the hair today. So I just want to be off with the curls. Anyway, okay. So sorry. I've got to get back. It's just like a woman's issue. The hair. And as it's getting longer, it's just getting even more unruly. So I'm going to have to deal with the hair soon. Let's get back to this. Oh, she delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure or fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, this sister. She cannot betray truth. Therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower. Way shower. Don't put my hair in the shower, because it's really curly then. Why am I talking about my hair? Okay, let's just leave my hair be. Oh. She can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. Oh, okay. I've got to pull myself back to it, guys. Oh. It was a bit of a decision this morning. Straight, curly, straight, curly. Okay. So to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. So, in her world and in her language, you must suspend your need to immediately understand. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, and the possibilities to dwell, ponder, and be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlit nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon bloom like the springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world, you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. What does all this mean? This apparent contrary, world upside down, nothing as it seems symbolism. The meaning of the communication and the communication is received in repose, in reflection, in quietness and rest. And you must trust her, and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right and she has your back, no matter what appearances may seem to be to your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the light of day. She is guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through labyrinth back alleyways, trying to find your way home again. No matter how out of control life may seem, She's letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nature. It is growth, it is God, she is God in you now. Remember that, and you'll realise, if you don't mind, the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance also. You know something deep in your bones without knowing how or why, or without particular reason. You just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know to avoid a certain situation. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully, despite appearances to the contrary, at a particular moment. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. This oracle comes as confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act, or not, accordingly. Wow. I'm not reading the healing affirmation because we're going to end on a colour card. I saw bronze. First of all, I thought it might be copper. It wasn't, it was bronze. I think that's about strengthening your body. I'm not sure. Green, revitalise your nervous system. That'd be nervous, I want to say. Oh, I can feel it. Breathe. Seriously, some deep breaths now. Green. Green revitalises your nervous system, heart, circulatory system, that doesn't sound right, and liver, lowering blood pressure and releasing frustration and anger. Meditation and healing are enhanced by green, which also stimulates growth and is good for healing broken bones. Surround anyone who is unwell with green. Absorb green rays to revitalise your nervous system and heart. Okay, so revitalise. Focus on flooding your nervous system with green rays of light. Direct the light throughout your whole spine before moving it into your heart. Then rotate this green light around your heart until you feel your heart expand, relax, and fill up with vitality. Say, Divine Intelligence, please release all the pressure and stress from my heart and nervous system and fill me up with your healing, revitalising green light. I'm doing my part here because I was drawn to put on my green crystal bracelet. So I most definitely, I opted for not the earrings today. I've got like little indents, look. See the commitment. But I was drawn to put this on. So I was going to put my actual 4-leaf clover on my little lucky necklace, but it didn't look right with the green dress. So I'm kind of greened out for you guys today. Revitalise your nervous system. Let me pull you a couple of You Got This cards, and we'll leave it there for today. Only look back to see how far you've come. Just so you can do a review. See how much you have overcome as well. Just your growth. Just Just go back even 3 months. Watch how you respond differently. It's quite beautiful, really, when you're on this journey. It's like you really do can feel proud of yourself because you know that it's you that's kind of done the work. It was like your happiness was important enough for you that you took charge of it. Well, you are taking charge of it, which can lead to real darkness first before you get to that happiness. You have the power to change the world. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become. There is no kind of end place because you just keep new goals. You just keep achieving more, just growing, and especially if you just allow to kind of go with the now. Okay, so just allow every day to unfold, not just allow life to take you on these adventures. What you become. And let the fire inside of you burn brighter than the fire around you. Fire in your belly. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Tomorrow, you will be unstoppable. Okay. Let's leave it there. And maybe I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Okay. Have yourself a fantastic Tuesday. And I'll catch up with you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.